Hello, everyone. Welcome to the conversation with Dr. Joan Coleman and friends. I am Dr. Joan Coleman, IG Let Me Be Me, and J, and I'm with Rita
I am Rita Reynolds, and you can find me on Instagram as the Reynolds Love.
and Megan.
Hi, Megan Price. You can find me on Insta, Megan P129 and MP Jewelry Appraisal.
So today, oh, I love Love Month. We've been touching on a whole lot of different topics. And today we're going to talk about marriage. And, Megan is about to get married. When are you getting married, Megan?
On February 11th.
February 11th, just before Valentine's Day. Congratulations to you and your
Thank you.
fiance. And Rita's been married. Megan's been married before. I am married. And today we want to talk about marriage. And so I want to start with Megan. Megan, what makes a good marriage? What you're confident? I'm marrying this guy. He's my fiance. I'm in love. What will make this a good marriage? What makes a good marriage?
First of all, I have failed at marriage before, so I'm not sure if you want to listen to
remember, it's not a failure. It's not a failure. It's a lesson.
My marriage did end, but what I believe is going to make a good marriage is communication and having a foundation of trust and friendship. That is what is going to be the difference.
A foundation of trust and friendship. I like it. Rita, what do you feel about it? You were in a marriage and there were good parts of it. What made it good?
I think like when you have a lot of love for the family, like that was a good no, but you asked about what a marriage
what makes a marriage good in your opinion?
Yeah, I think when you have interests in common, that make a marriage good. When you do the same stuff, you like the same stuff,
You like the same things, you do the same things, so that makes it having things in common makes it good. That's what you're saying, right? And so you're so to keep it together, you have to make sure you still have these things in common. What if you both grow up and say, I don't like that anymore? Can we still keep the marriage? Does the marriage still work?
Well, then that when you grow apart, if you grow apart, there's nothing going forward, then it's time to just wait. So I think like when you grow together, like you need to keep that. And that's part of the decision too, because if you want to put effort and okay, I will do this, it's effort. Effort is the word.
Yeah, that's good. It's effort and compromise. Megan, what do you think about that? What other word you want to add to that list?
Showing up for the other person, I think, is so important. Show up, whether it's your thing, whether it's their thing, whether it's a thing you don't necessarily agree with. Show up and support that person no matter what, and be their biggest cheerleader and witness their life. I think that has a lot to do with keeping it fresh and alive, and knowing that person has you like to support them.
Yeah. And you know what, I've been married for a long time, 22 years. And what works is, for me, he let me be me. He lets me be me. I let him be him. He loves sports. He could watch sports all day, and if I was that person like, oh, you watch too much sports. Stop watching sports, because I know he works hard, and that's how he relaxes when he gets home. He knows I love the gym. I'm going to be at the gym all day if I could be, and he doesn't like, you're always at gym, or you going to cook me some dinner? Know each other. You got to know what each other like, and you got to give space. Rita, do you think space in a marriage is good? Not saying you go overnight and I'll go overnight, but I'm going to the gym, you watch your sports. Is that a good thing, space?
Oh yeah, and I think giving space to about like if you want to go out with your friends, or if you want to do something, it's not like you would do something inappropriate, but I think that's very important. Like someone really trusts you, and instead of trying to retain you, that happened to me. Like you can go out with people, or you can go with your friends, and they let you be with your friends. That's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of control. Megan, Because when someone controls you or say, oh, you can't do that, then you started feeling like a kid. You start to feel like you're not my dad. So Megan, does control play a big part in marriages? You think that's why they don't work sometimes?
Yeah, I think that control plays a big part in divorce.
Yeah.
I think that marriage is, I like the idea of being one unit, but I find it very attractive in my partner that he has his own things around him. I want him to have his own things. If he fully relied on me and I fully relied on him, that doesn't feel good to me. I love that he's creative and that he has a life and a world around them. So I think your partner really does need to maintain their independence and have their own thing going. And I think that strengthens your marriage, and you cannot be that controlling edge person, because I think that would be detrimental, and again makes you feel like you're in prison rather than in a free, loving relationship.
Right. And marriage takes a lot of work. Marriage is not just, love and fairy dust, right, Rita? Marriage takes a lot of work. When do people stop putting in the work for marriages? Do you know? Like, from your experience, when the work stops, does the marriage dissolve or is there still hope?
Oh, so Megan says something important. In fact, she said that to me when I was in the middle of that. She said that you need to do your best. You need to get all the resources and take it out and try. But I think there's a point of break that you just can't do anything, because you want to make it better, but the other person maybe just don't care. So one person, you just can't make that happen,
Right.
So
It takes two to tango, right? It
yeah.
takes two. Okay, give any last tips that you want to tell somebody about marriage and keeping the marriage, saving your marriage, Rita?
Well, I think again I will bring Megan because she helped me in the last time. I remember. You remember? Like you told me that. So
I do.
like you really need to put all the resources there, and when you don't have nothing, then but you need to try it. You really need to try it with all your heart. First.
So you're saying try to keep this marriage together with all your heart, but make sure you put aside some money for later.
Yeah.
Make sure you have money on the side. But no, I'm just trying to translate, Rita. Make sure you have your funds.
No, Megan
here.
is a specialist on that. Megan knows
She's
how
going
to.
to talk about it in a minute, but make sure you have your funds over here prepared and ready. But make sure you work hard at keeping your marriage together. Megan, it's your fault. Talk about this.
I don't think it's a fault. I think it's a really great thing to say, hey, put all of your energy and exhaust every single option to try to make your marriage work, but there is certainly a point that you can't go back from. So I think that having a conversation within your marriage and saying, hey, I'm showing up, you're not, is a great conversation to have. We're in this together, and right now I don't see you. And that could be like a physical meeting. I mean, I personally, have been through marriage therapy when the other person just no longer showed up. And so like at that point, you are literally alone in your marriage. You're literally alone fighting, so I think that in order to maintain it, there needs to be everybody showing up, not just, you kind of being dragged through the dirt. So, show up for your partner.
Do you still put your resources to the side?
Yes, I did do that as well. It worked for me.
Well, those are really great tips, really great tips. Just make sure you're showing up in your marriage. Show up, communicate, speak your truth, right? Say, listen, this is not working for me, or this is not working for me. And don't go to bed angry. That's the one. If I didn't learn nothing else when I first got married, don't go to bed angry. You better stay up and talk it out, or, figure it out, because that helps in a marriage. You go to bed angry and brewing, and then the next day, more things pile on and pile on and pile on. Next thing you know, we don't have nothing in common. We don't love each other anymore, And I remember when I first got married, any little argument, I was like, oh God, we're going to get divorced, Oh God, it's a divorce. And my husband had to tell me, Joan, we could disagree, and that was the first few years, the first year of my marriage, any tiny thing that would happen, I was like, oh God, I'm getting divorced, but it's okay. It's okay to disagree. It's okay not to agree on everything, but don't go to bed angry and talk it out. Right, ladies? Talk it out. Anything else anybody want to say? Rita, you got anything else you want to say real quick?
Oh, no, like I just, I think like when you have like longer years, like you're being married, then there's some things that you don't really care anymore. No, you're like very, that you're together and happy. So I think with time and good relationship like you have with your husband, probably there's a lot of things that you let it go because they're not, you know.
Listen, just feed me, just feed me. That's it. I like food, just feed me. I'm good. Megan, any last thing you want to say?
I think that you can try again too. Whether it's in your current marriage, you can keep trying and starting over, or if, unfortunately one has ended, I think it's a really beautiful and courageous thing to try again.
Listen, love is beautiful, love is kind, and I keep saying it because it's Love Month, and we want you to be reminded no matter what state, no matter what it is, being loved, divorce, marriage, whatever, dealing with difficult people, give love a try, all right? Surround these people with love, and if you're in a difficult place, make love comes first. Put love first, right? That's what I'm saying. Listen, put in a comment box anything you want to say about marriage, anything that you've been through, what helps you to keep going, and we will get back to you. Tell a friend about the conversation, subscribe to our YouTube page, and we have plenty more content you could go and look at. Okay, tell somebody, share. All right, ladies, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this. Rita, what's your handle?
You can find me on Instagram as the Reynolds Love.
And Megan?
Megan P129 and MP Jewelry Appraisal.
And again, I'm Dr. Joan Coleman, IG, Let Me Be Me, and Jay. And we thank you for watching the conversation. We'll see you next time. Bye.